A Merry Christmas, Uncle! God save you, cried a cheerful voice. It was the voice of Scrooge's nephew, and his coming on was so swift that this was the first intimation that Scrooge had of his approach. Bah! Said Scrooge. Humbug! Christmas a humbug? Uncle, you don't mean that, I'm sure.
I do. Out on a Merry Christmas. What's Christmas time for you but a time for paying bills without money? A time for finding yourself a year older and not an hour richer? A time for balancing your books and having every item in them through a round dozen of months presented dead against you? If I had my will, every idiot who goes about with a Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled with his own pudding and buried with a stake of holly through his heart. He should. Uncle, nephew, keep Christmas your way and let me keep it mine.
Keep it? But you don't keep it, Uncle.
Then let me leave it alone. Much good may it do you. Much good has it ever done you.
I'm sure that I've always thought of Christmas as a good time, a kind, charitable, forgiving, pleasant time. Therefore, though it has never put a scrap of silver or gold in my pocket, I believe it has done me good, and that it will do me good, and I say, God bless it. The clerk in his tank involuntarily applauded.
Let me hear another sound from you, said Scrooge, and you'll keep your Christmas by losing your situation.
You're quite a powerful speaker, sir, said Scrooge to his nephew. I wonder you don't enter Parliament. Uncle, don't be angry. Come and dine with us tomorrow. Scrooge said he would see them. Yes, indeed, he did. He went the whole length of that expression and said he would see them in that extremity first. Why, Uncle? Why?
Why did you marry?
Well, because I fell in love.
Because you fell in love. Good afternoon.
Well, I am sorry with all my heart to find you so resolute, Uncle. We have never had any quarrel to which I have been a party. But I'll keep my Christmas humour to the last, and so a Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Good afternoon.
And a Happy New Year.
Good afternoon.
The clerk who let Scrooge's nephew out also let two other people in. These were portly gentlemen, pleasant to behold, and they stood now with their hats off in Scrooge's office.
Scrooge and Marley's, I believe, sir, said the first gentleman, referring to a list.
Have I the pleasure of talking to Mr. Scrooge or Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley died 7 years ago this very night.
Oh, well, this festive season, Mr. Scrooge, said the gentleman, taking up a pen, it is more than usually desirable to make some slight provision for the poor and destitute who suffer greatly at the present time. Are there no prisons? Asked Scrooge.
Plenty of prisons, but they scarcely furnish Christian cheer to the unoffending multitudes. A few of us are endeavouring to raise a fund to buy the poor meat and drink and means of warmth. What shall I put you down for, sir?
Nothing.
You wish to remain anonymous? I wish to be left alone. I don't make merry myself at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry. I help to support the prisons and the workhouses. They cost enough, and those who are badly off must go there. Many can't go there, and many would rather die.
If they would rather die, then they had better do it.
And decrease the surplus population.
At length, the hour for shutting up the counting house arrived, and with an ill will, Scrooge, dismounting from his stool, tacitly acknowledged the fact to the expectant clerk, who instantly snuffed out his candle and put on his hat.
You'll want the whole day tomorrow, I suppose?
Well, if quite convenient. So, yeah, it's not convenient.
And it's not fair. If I stopped to half a crown for it, you'd think yourself mightily ill-used, I'll be bound.
Well, Yes, sir.
You don't think me ill-used for paying a day's wages for no work?
Well, it's only once a year, sir.
A poor excuse for picking a man's pocket every 25th of December.
Well, I suppose you must have the whole day.
Be here all the earlier the next morning.